Right now at 6 o'clock, the first signs of a storm just a few hours away. On Valentine's Day, there will be no love from Old Man Winter.
Then breaking news, North Korea says it is ready to disarm, and it is attaching some dates to this historic nuclear promise.
Plus, separating fact from fiction, published reports that the saga of a 9/11 hero isn't quite what we believed. That story's ahead on this Tuesday morning. Good morning and welcome in. I'm Kate Sullivan.
And good to have you with us. I'm Maurice Dubois. Day before Valentine's Day, all kinds of turmoil in the weather department.
Yes.
But John's still here. Tell us all about it. What's going on, John?
Yeah, you know, it's a very complicated forecast because, again, we have the effect of the ocean and warmer waters and also some warm air that will filter in throughout the course of this storm. So let's break it down for you day part by day part and day by day. Today, we're looking at 29 for high, so quite a bit cooler. Cannot rule out the possibility of a stray snow shower and a few flurries. Sun's up at 6:53, sun sets at 5:29, much cooler for your afternoon high. And then for the afternoon rush, temperatures don't drop much. Now let's break down the storm. Tuesday night, snow begins in earnest after the evening rush, so you should be home safely tonight. And then overnight into your Wednesday morning, it's a mixed bag. Starts as snow, turns to rain for a good part of the city, Long Island, parts of New Jersey, coastal Connecticut, and then for the rush home, if enough cool air filters back into the system, we are going to see more snow. And then we're very concerned about the winds as well. So a lot to talk about, a lot to deal with potentially. We'll have more advisories and more specifics coming up in a bit. Right now, though, right back to Kate and Maurice.
All right, thank you, John.
Let's check traffic now with Liz Burke in the Metro Traffic Center. Liz, how are things looking?
Well, we're keeping an eye on the situation on 440 in Perth Amboy, where we have a big problem, and Joe Bierman is overhead in Chopper 2 HD. What do you have for us now, Joe?
Morning, Liz. This is Route 440 closed in both directions, right at the Woodbridge Perth Amboy border underneath New Brunswick Avenue. Tractor trailer out of control, overturned, debris all over the road, caught fire. The only good news is we hear there are only minor injuries in the automobile or the tractor trailer accident. 440 is going to be closed for a while in both directions. Now, all that traffic that normally comes down 287 heading towards the Outer Bridge crossing, that's going to be affected here. We're also seeing big delays now starting to build northbound on the Parkway because you can't take the ramp to 440. Everybody's now gone up to the New Jersey Turnpike and I guess headed for the Goethals Bridge. So expect big delays. Back to you.
Thank you, Joe. Then in Newark, we have an accident on Route 1 and 9 southbound at Haynes Avenue. The off-ramp is closed there. And watch for emergency construction affecting Route 4 eastbound at Plaza Road in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. This will go on throughout the morning rush with the right lane closed, so expect delays through that stretch. And now in Connecticut, we have an accident working on the southbound side of the Merritt Parkway at exit 48. That's on the off-ramp. Let's head outside and show you the George Washington Bridge, where we have sluggish conditions on the inbound upper level. Word of a disabled vehicle on that upper level causing a little bit of a backup there with one lane closed. Alternate side parking rules are in effect. Back to you, Kate and Maurice.
Okay, Liz, thank you so much. We're going to begin with breaking news now. What appears to be a tornado has ripped through the New Orleans area, happening early this morning. Among other things, ripping off the roof of a hotel, knocking down power lines. We're looking at radar there of the New Orleans area. You can see a severe looking line of storms there. At least 3 people were taken to a hospital. These are early reports just coming in right now. Trailers overturned in some spots, at least 6 homes collapsing. Power lines again and tree limbs are down. Rooftops are said to be damaged. Emergency crews are swarming the area, again, around New Orleans, where an apparent tornado has ripped through the region. We, of course, will keep you posted throughout this broadcast, give you more details as we get them.
Now to other breaking news. North Korea has agreed to shut down its main nuclear reactor within 60 days and eventually dismantle its atomic weapons program. CBS News reporter Susan Roberts is live in Washington, D.C. with the details. Good morning, Susan.
Hi there, Kate. Good morning to you. Well, this is exactly what the Bush administration has been hoping for since President Bush listed North Korea as one of his axis of evil nations. This news came from officials at six-party talks underway in Beijing right now. Under the deal, North Korea will receive an initial 50,000 tons of heavy fuel oil for shutting down and sealing its main nuclear reactor. The shutdown will be confirmed by international inspectors. Then North Korea will eventually receive another 950,000 tons in aid when it permanently disables the reactor. Another key part of the deal, the U.S. will begin the process of removing North Korea from its designation as a terror-sponsoring state, and the United States and North Korea will embark on new talks aimed at resolving their disputes. Again, North Korea agreeing to shut down its main nuclear reactor and also eventually dismantle its atomic weapons program. Live in Washington, I'm Susan Roberts for CBS 2 News this morning.
Thank you, Susan. Back around here, doubts are being raised this morning about the story of a hero. Cesar Borja died last month of what was thought to be a 9/11-related sickness, but how much he actually worked at Ground Zero is now being questioned. CBS 2's McGee Hickey live in Lower Manhattan with the story. Good morning, McGee.
Good morning to Maurice. Cesar Borja was embraced by everyone, it seemed, who was concerned about the health of the ailing 911, 9/11 first responders, Democrats and Republicans alike. But now it turns out that many of the facts about his time down here at Ground Zero just don't check out. In death, Cesar Borja became the poster child for ailing 9/11 recovery workers, the retired police officer who died while awaiting a lung transplant, who rushed to Ground Zero, according to the Daily News, who breathed in the toxic dust, not wearing protective gear because the federal government declared the air was safe. Borja's son, Cesar Jr., was embraced by Senator Hillary Clinton and then President Bush, who, after meeting the 21-year-old, promised more money for first responders, those first on the scene in the days and weeks after the attack. But now, according to a front-page story in the New York Times this morning, many of the facts in the Borja story are not quite accurate. The police officer, 46 years old at the time, apparently did not rush to work on the pile. According to government records and interviews with family members, Officer Borja did not arrive at Ground Zero until December 24th, 2001, 4 months after the attacks. He worked traffic and security on the streets around the site, according to his own memo book, for a total of 17 days. There were no 16-hour shifts, and according to his widow, he worked traffic duty as a way to increase his overtime earnings as he prepared to retire. Mrs. Borja says she still believes her husband was sickened by his work around the site, and Cesar Borja's son said he never called his dying father a first responder until newspaper stories did. Now, a White House spokesman is saying that Cesar Borja is still a hero for his work at Ground Zero. It's almost beside the point, according to the spokesman, what the specific details were. And Cesar Borja's son says his father is no less of a hero. We're live at Ground Zero. McGee Hickey, CBS 2 News.
McGee, thank you very much. A New York City autopsy on Cesar Borja is still underway. Doctors say there may be a connection between his death and his work at Ground Zero.
Now to the bus battle that continues today at City Hall. Parents who have been complaining about chaos caused by new bus routes will sound off at a public hearing. CBS 2's Tamsin Fidel is live in Lower Manhattan with this story. Good morning, Tamsin.
Kate, good morning. Well, it's definitely going to be a busy day here at City Hall. Starting this afternoon, 2 hearings so parents who are frustrated over changes in school bus routes can let their feelings be known. It's been a frustrating few weeks since the Department of Education's new school bus routes went into effect. Just ask John Lewis. His 6-year-old daughter starts with a livery cab ride before taking the bus just to get to school.
Now she has to get up even earlier. Then she has to go ahead and prepare herself and be warm enough, because before it was maybe less than 5-minute wait. I wish they would just give me back the old schedule and just pick her up where they used to pick up.
And this family's far from alone in dealing with the changes since the city cut 116 bus routes after paying a private firm $17 million to make busing more efficient. CBS 2 has found buses packed with more than 60 kids. We also found one bus that makes a 50-mile round trip to pick up 1 student.
Nobody is going to be able to satisfy everybody.
Now, the first hearing is going to be held at 1 o'clock this afternoon. The second is going to be at 5 p.m. And of course, the private firm in all of this says it's going to save about $12 million, these changes in school bus routes. Parents who are showing up here today say it's simply not worth what their kids are going through every day. We're live outside City Hall this morning. I'm Tamsin Fidel, CBS 2 News.
All right, Tamsin, thank you. And the new bus routes went into effect at the end of last month. Thousands of complaints immediately started pouring into a special hotline line number.
6:09, the weather department having fits over this forecast, huh?
Well, you know, we're talking about the devastation in New Orleans that we reported earlier this morning. Well, that is affiliated with the same storm system that's going to bring us the possibility of snow, some maybe some sleet and some icing conditions as well. So it is nasty out there. Morning, Maurice. Morning, Kate, and good morning to you. Thanks so much for spending a little bit of your Tuesday with us. It's going to be busy Tuesday and Wednesday for me and you together as we have to get ready for what's rolling our way Wednesday. Want to head you outside right now, get you a quick update on what's going on. We have relatively quiet conditions. Winds are starting to kick up a little bit, so we do have some lower wind chills, lower Hudson Valley, parts of New Jersey as well. Temperatures outside, though, right now, 26 degrees in Central Park, and we do have some gusty winds, and the wind this morning has been filtering out of the north. Want to take you, though, right now, though, down south using the Viper to show you what's going on. And again, the brighter colors always indicate heavier amounts of rain. We've also been checking the hail and lightning. A lot of hail affiliated with these storms. What happens with a tornado is the National Weather Service actually has to send out a crew after to assess the damage, but lots of wind damage, damage to buildings, reports of a roof being blown off, and you see this line just pushing through New Orleans and then parts of Mississippi and into Alabama. Very well organized as well right there. Want to expand and take a look at this composite radar. More energy in the south right now where you have a sharper contrast between warm and cold air, but as it wraps around the low and farther to the north, enough cold air filtering into it, quite a bit of snow for parts of the Great Lakes. This is a very vexing line right there. That's the ice line. Look at the wraparound energy, though. This cell right here in Oklahoma, again, testimony to how powerful this storm is. Now, it is going to move to the east. It will be regulated somewhat by the warmer temperatures of the ocean, but it's what we need to deal with. Want to show you the dynamics of this and kind of annotate it. High pressure to the north is filtering in the cold air. Here comes this area low pressure. This is Tuesday. Much of the day we're just dry, watching those winds kick in, but then Wednesday, late Tuesday into Wednesday, we are waiting the arrival of some snow, and then it could turn over to pretty much just rain for the coastal areas and a good part of Long Island as well, as this low pressure system is really almost right on top of us. So Wednesday morning is going to be a very, very tricky time. Of course, we'll be here Wednesday morning. We'll keep you abreast of all of that. We already have winter weather advisories and warnings that will be going into effect later today. Your high today, 29, and then warmer for your Wednesday. That warm air could turn, as we mentioned, some of the snow for the coastal areas just into rain, and then we are concerned with some icing Thursday into Friday into Saturday. Very cold, and those biting winds could pave the way for some more of that ice just sticking around for a while. So watch out for that. Lots to watch out for. We'll be watching out for you right here, and we'll have an update coming up in just a few minutes.
Brutal week ahead.
It's going to be rough weather.
Confounding.
Well, you know, not unprecedented. These kind of storms happen. They're not real tall storms, but in the south, you can get these devastating winds this time of year.
All right. Thank you, John.
Let's check traffic now with Liz Burke in the Metro Traffic Center. Liz, how are things looking?
Well, Kate, we still have this huge problem in Perth Amboy, New Jersey, a closure affecting 440. We turn now to Joe Bierman in Chopper 2 HD. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Liz, not a good morning. If you're headed to the Outer Bridge crossing, that's the New Jersey Super Troopers there. They have 440 completely closed in both directions at New Brunswick Avenue. Now, a tractor trailer early this morning, little before 5, out of control, overturns, catches fire. There's debris all over 440. So 440 is closed in both directions, right at the Woodbridge Perth Amboy line at New Brunswick Avenue. That little bit of traffic you see coming through is just motorists that were stuck behind the accident. The 440 is actually closed all the way back by the Parkway. A lot of folks headed up the Parkway normally take the ramp and go over the Outer Bridge crossing. They're now forced northbound up to exit 129, which is all backed up as they try and connect with the New Jersey Turnpike to go up to the Goethals Bridge. Back to you.
Thank you, Joe. We are especially heavy on the upper level of the inbound George Washington Bridge. You can see the flashing lights there. We have a car that broke down, knocking out one lane, so expect delays through that stretch. Over to 495 en route to the inbound Lincoln Tunnel, and we're building here. Lincoln Tunnel will be better than the George Washington Bridge, or you can use the lower level of the George. We also have traffic building at the inbound Holland and along the Tappan Zee Westchester bound. On Long Island in Suffolk County and Coram, Route 112 remains closed just north of Middle Country Road with a water main break. Your alternate is Patchogue Mount Sinai Road. And then in Connecticut, we have delays on the southbound side of the Merritt Parkway by exit 48 with an accident in Trumbull. And service is still suspended on the Haverstraw, Ossining, and Newburgh Beacon ferries because of icy conditions, and buses are being provided. Checking out the rest of mass transit, we're looking great. Metro North, NJ Transit, PATH, LARR, they're all running on time, and alternate side parking rules are in effect. Back to you, Kate and Maurice.
Okay, Liz, thank you.
Here's a sure sign of springtime. It is time for Yankee pitchers and catchers to report for work.
That's right, and Sam Ryan here with a quick look at sports.
Good morning, everybody. Pitchers and catchers report today for the Yankees, finally. But closer Mariano Rivera was actually in Tampa already yesterday and called the absence of Bernie Williams strange. He added he'd like to finish his career as a Yankee, but, quote, if they don't give me the respect that I deserve, I have to move on. Meantime, several players were on hand Monday at Legends Field as they get set for a new season. Because of the rain, most of the day's workouts were in the batting cages. Well, the Red Sox first official workout for pitchers and catchers isn't until Sunday, but Dice K Mania is in full swing in Florida. The talk about media event for Dice K Matsusaka when the 26-year-old $52 million pitcher arrived at Tampa International Airport yesterday. He was greeted by dozens of reporters, photographers, and TV crews, mostly from Japanese media outlets. And he hasn't even thrown a pitch in the majors yet. Mets get things started a little bit later in the week. Pitchers and catchers report Thursday in Port St. Lucie. Deuces Rogers will have live reports from Tampa beginning later today. I'll be in Port St. Lucie with the Mets next week. That's a look at your morning sports. I'm Sam Ryan.
All right, thank you, Sam. 6:15 right now. Still to come this morning. Who is that with Anna Nicole? The daddy drama continues as these just released photos are adding more fuel to the fire.
And reunited police with a message for fans. Find out when they'll be performing in our area and get a sneak peek at the upcoming tour next.
Anna and Howard's home. The claims it was ransacked and robbed 24 hours after her death. The cops, and only the insider is there. And baby Danny Lynn finally back in his arms. Next, Insider.
Tonight at 7, only on CBS 2.
Recently, Car and Driver invited 600 of its readers to compare 3 cars in performance, handling, and styling. So who won? Camry? Accord? Actually, the all-wheel drive Ford Fusion came in first. Check it out yourself. Visit a Ford dealer or go to FusionChallenge.com. Now just sign and drive off. With 0 down, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing, lease a Ford Fusion for only $249 a month. Take the Fusion Challenge today.
Hi, I'm Stephen Korn, and I have a question. Why buy a fur from a traveling liquidation sale or a department store when you can get better quality for less money from a true furrier? I'd like to invite you to an incredible fur sale at all 4 of my beautiful salons, where you can save 40 to 70% off regular retail prices. Choose from lightweight sheared mink, fashionable swakara, plush chinchilla, and fine shieldings, many by top designers. Where you buy your fur is as important as the fur you buy, and we've been satisfying customers for over 109 years.
Make CBS 2 your source for school closing information all season long. Find out instantly if your child will be heading to class or staying home. Count on CBS 2 on air and online.
What does every sip of Tropicana Pure Premium taste like? Wake up to a fresh squeeze of optimism. The amazing, straight from the orange taste of Tropicana Pure Premium.
CBS 2, proud partner of the New York Metropolitan Museum of Art. Explore 5,000 years of magnificent artwork right here, inside the crown jewel of New York City museums. There are hidden treasures around every corner, and every visit makes quite an impression. Within these walls, you'll always discover inspiring exhibits, culture from the past and present, and fun for the entire family. See what's new at the Met. Go to WCBSTV.com for more information.
Please support childhood in your neighborhood by giving to the Wise Strong Kids campaign.
Welcome back. It's 6:18 on a Tuesday morning. One of the biggest bands of the 80s is back in business after opening up the Grammys on Sunday night with their classic Roxanne. The Police are announcing dates for a reunion tour. CBS News reporter Manuel Gallegos has more now from Hollywood.
I guess you call it suicide. A classic rock hit from a one-of-a-kind band, The Police, reuniting after their breakup 23 years ago. At the Whiskey A Go-Go on the Sunset Strip before a small crowd of loyal fans, they proved they still have it, their signature sound. Sting once said he'd have to be insane to get back together with bandmates Stuart Copeland and Andy Summers, but he's changed his tune.
There's a part of my life that I've sort of run away from for 25 years, but it's a very important part of my life.
Tickets aren't cheap, up to $250, with some going to charity, but lifelong fans can't get enough.
Fabulous. It's like a dream come true. I mean, look at my shirt. Pinch me, I must be dreaming, because this is a dream.
We never hated each other. We shouted and screamed, as Sting says about the music. We fought tooth and nail over the music, but as human beings, we always liked each other.
And it's still about the music for the aging rockers as they take on the world together again. Manuel Gallegos, CBS News, West Hollywood.
And the police going to be back on the beat here in New York City this coming summer. They'll play shows at the Garden on August 1st and on August 3rd.
Get it in your
day off in between.
Exactly. Get it on your calendar now.
Sound good too.
Yeah, they do. Let's talk travel weather and problems down in Louisiana for sure.
Southeast parts of Mississippi as well. We've been tracking a line of very vigorous storms. And again, if you are planning travel outside of the area, southeast is going to be very problematic. And we've got snow around the Great Lakes. Just want to show you the Viper image. And devastating storms to the south. Lots of snow for parts of the southern Great Lakes. It is slowly moving into our area. A flurry or two today, but the main event rolls in much later today into your Wednesday. Temperatures today in the upper 20s.
Okay, thank you, John.
All right, 20 after 6 right now. Still to come, the urge to fall asleep right there on the job. Your boss might not like it, but new research suggests your heart will. We'll explain.
Plus, they don't fly themselves. In the first of our new series, Cool Jobs, we're taking to the skies with a chopper pilot. That story's ahead.
Action Tuesday.
We've got a killer leaving us messages in human blood.
Here's where it gets weird, like the sick and creepy kind of weird, not the good weird, because I'm a big fan of that.
Abby?
New NCIS, then.
What's the occasion?
First time I've been in here today.
Get out of this office.
Your weights was activated today.
What'll set it off? You move. He's about my height and weight. The cake just started ticking.
Who else is being targeted?
The Unit. New episode after NCIS, CBS tonight.
Sleepy's half-price Sealy Posturepedic mattress sale is going on now. Your chance to get select Sealy Posturepedic sets for half off their regular price. Plus, get exceptional values at great everyday low prices. Like Sealy sets starting at $199. Plus, get great sale prices on Sealy Posturepedic sets starting at just $299 during Sleepy's half-price Sealy Posturepedic mattress sale. Going on now.
Trust Sleepy's for the rest of your life.
Today we're taking the fresh taste of Oscar Mayer deli shaved ham
To a place that celebrates freshness.
Now this is one fresh tomato.
One fresh tomato.
You want fresh? Taste our deli shaved ham.
No disrespect, but nothing fresh ever came out of a package.
Not from a package. Grandpa, you gotta try this.
It does taste fresh. And mighty tasty.
Mighty tasty.
for fresh deli taste.
You can count on Oscar.
I work for the future.
I work because I care.
Whatever your passion, Monster has the tools to find your match. Post your resume on WCBSTV.com today.
Monster works for me.
Do you suffer from postherpetic neuralgia, the persistent pain after shingles? If you're an adult who is experiencing this lingering pain, you may be eligible to participate in a clinical research study of an investigational medication. Study medication and study-related procedures will be provided to you at no cost. Eligible patients will be compensated for time and travel. You don't have to live with the pain. Call Erica at Five Towns Neuroscience Research, 516-239-1800 now to see if you qualify.
This Friday, Bridge to Terabithia is the first must-see film of 2007. 4 stars. It's an incredible, heartwarming adventure, unlike anything you have ever seen. Bridge to Terabithia, rated PG, Friday.
Good morning and welcome back at 6:23. Today, we are kicking off our Cool Job series, introducing you to people who have anything but your average 9-to-5 gig.
We are going to begin by looking up to the skies. A helicopter pilot takes us inside the cockpit for a most extraordinary ride. When you dream about the job you want to do, dream big as the sky even. Chris Blanton did.
My name is Chris Blanton, and I'm a helicopter pilot.
Chris is a chopper pilot for Liberty Helicopters. They fly charters and run sightseeing tours over one of the most magnificent and recognized skylines in the world.
My job is the coolest. It doesn't get much better than being a pilot. I'm sure there's a couple jobs out there, but not many. It took me about a year to accomplish my commercial license, and that was training every day, daily basis, about 200 hours of ground school, and about 175 hours of actual flight training. And once I got done with that, I became a flight instructor and taught for about a year to broaden my experience.
We got a first-hand look at what that daily experience was all about. With Chopper 2 affording a bird's-eye view, we took to the skies with Chris for an early morning tour of our own.
I had a dream as a small child to fly. My grandfather used to take me to the airport to watch planes take off and land, and then I took my first helicopter ride when I was about 12, and I was hooked at that point.
We were flying in an EC-130 chopper. Tours out of the 30th Street heliport go up in these. And if you think that flying back and forth over Manhattan is ever monotonous or even boring, think again.
A lot of oohs and ahs. Just upon takeoff, you get everyone screaming and the excitement's building. Incredible. When you get a beautiful day like today, the air's calm, the sky's clear, you get up here and just really enjoy what you're doing. When things go right, they go extremely right. And you got the hard days that you're dealing with weather and pressure, and so there are tough times to the job, but the good by far outweighs the bad. Most people don't know too many helicopter pilots, so they're pretty amazed by it. A lot of positive reactions.
And what do people want to know?
Is it scary? You ever been involved in an accident? That's the first thing that comes to mind. I don't know why, but that's usually what they ask.
What happened?
No, I haven't.
Good.
10 years of safe flying so far. I like to keep it that way. There's nothing I could see myself doing that would make me any happier than this. It's a job I actually look forward to getting up and doing each day.
It's not a bad gig, right? For more information on Liberty Helicopters, just go over to WCBSTV.com and click on links and numbers. Tomorrow, we're going to take you on location with the photo editor from Glamour magazine. 6:26 right now, back with your headlines right after this.
When winter weather strikes, stay one step ahead of Mother Nature. CBS 2 News and the Weather Channel, the largest force in tri-state weather coverage.
And now here's your exclusive CBS 2 and the Weather Channel forecast.
Reliable, accurate, powerful.
There's a guy in Texas building his own rocket.
The government already has a space program, Mr. Farmer.
Do you really think they're going to let you go up in outer space?
Well, I hate to be the one breaking it to you, but you are not an astronaut, Charlie.
Warner Brothers Pictures presents.
You are one fabulous father.
Academy Award winner Billy Bob Thornton, Virginia Madsen.
When I was a kid, they used to tell me that I could be anything I wanted to be.
Show them how it's done.
The Astronaut Farmer.
I expect you home for dinner.
Rated PG. Starts February 23rd.
Choose any road. The 2007 all-wheel drive IS250 from Lexus. Lease it for $399 per month for 36 months with $34.99 due at signing for a limited time at your Lexus dealer.
75 million get sick from bad food every year. Why isn't the government doing more to protect you? See Safe Enough to Eat tonight on the CBS Evening News on CBS 2.
The last time you didn't visit your doctor at the very first signs of the flu, remember what happened? If you had, your doctor could have prescribed Tamiflu. Tamiflu doesn't just treat flu symptoms, it attacks the flu virus itself. That way, you can start feeling better sooner. But you need to talk to your doctor as soon as symptoms start. The coughing, fever, chills, tiredness, and body aches. As soon as you feel them, you have 12 to 48 hours to talk to your doctor.
Doctor,
And ask your doctor if Tamiflu is right for you. That way, you can start to feel better sooner. The most common side effects are mild to moderate nausea and vomiting. Rare but serious skin reactions and allergic reactions have been reported. Patients should be watched for signs of confusion and unusual behavior after taking Tamiflu. Stop taking Tamiflu and see your doctor if you experience any of these reactions. The sooner you see your doctor, the sooner you can begin to feel better. Visit Tamiflu.com for more information on Tamiflu.
A husband caught sleeping with his wife's sister. New Dr. Phil.
Talk about a showdown. Mother Nature clashing with Cupid. The snow starts falling tonight, and by Valentine's Day, there will be plenty of white to go with that red.
Major breaking news out of North Korea. The nuclear nation that once put the world on edge has just made a deal to disarm.
Plus, a closer look at a 9/11 hero. Published reports reveal some holes in his celebrated story. That story's ahead. Good morning and welcome in on this Tuesday morning. I'm Kate Sullivan.
And good to have you with us. I'm Maurice Dubois. I don't know who I want in that fight, Cupid or Mother Nature.
I know it, but a storm's coming either way.
That's true. I don't want to mess with either of them.
It always seems like there's some snow on Valentine's Day over the years. Yes.
Yeah. Therefore, you need a little warmth.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Melt the snow. John is here with more on that.
Yeah, who to put your money on, Cupid or Mother Nature? Big forces at work here, and we do have severe weather in the southeast, and that is part of the storm that's headed our way. We have a few light flurries pushing into New Jersey right now. As you head out, we've got 20s for the morning rush, 29 for the afternoon high, about 10 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. And again, can't rule out the possibility of a few snow showers throughout the course of the day. Sun's up 6:53, sun sets at 5:28. Over the course of the storm, after the evening rush, the snow sets in, and then a little warm air could pave the way for some wet, slushy weather closer to the coast, Long Island, and coastal Connecticut. And then the afternoon drive home Wednesday could be just windy and snowy, really blustery Wednesday afternoon. Already watches and warnings in effect. Winter storm warning for much of New Jersey and the lower Hudson Valley and parts of Connecticut. Heavy snow warning, again, farther to the north and west, and that has held true throughout the course of this forecast. Of course, we'll be dealing more with this forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Right now, though, going to send things right back to Kate and Maurice.
All right, thank you, John.
Well, let's check traffic now with Liz Burke in the Metro Traffic Center. Hello, Liz.
Hi there, Kate and Maurice. Good morning, everyone. And drivers are having a very tough time on 440 through Perth Amboy, also through Woodbridge. We have a problem here, and Joe Bierman is going to talk about it from Chopper 2 HD. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Liz, this will affect traffic if you're headed to the Outer Bridge crossing. Northbound 440 right underneath New Brunswick Avenue. Tractor trailer overturns, catches fire, debris all over the place. Northbound 440, technically all lanes are closed all the way back by Route 9. Now, if you're coming away from the Outer Bridge crossing, good news, they have one lane of traffic open, the right lane, so that is now getting through. And also, as a sidebar to all this, northbound Garden State Parkway, extra slow from 127 to 129 as people find alternate routes. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Joe. Now on the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway, we're getting heavy now approaching the Brooklyn Bridge with those northbound delays going back to Atlantic Avenue, and the inbound Gowanus is slow between the Prospect and Hamilton Avenue. George Washington Bridge, checking that out live. We just got word that disabled car now cleared, so the flashing light's gone, everything's gone, but we still have a delay on that inbound upper level, about 10 minutes from 8095 and Route 4. Lincoln Tunnel, let's check that out as you get into New York City, and we're looking at minor delays at the Lincoln Tunnel, so a much better bet than the George, and we have up to a 10-minute wait at the Holland Tunnel. Tappan Zee is sluggish as you head to Westchester. Checking out your trains, Metro North, NJ Transit, PATH, LARR, all looking great so far on this Tuesday, and alternate side parking rules are in effect. Back to you, Kate and Maurice.
Okay, Liz, thank you so much. We have more for you now on that breaking news this morning. North Korea has agreed to shut down its main nuclear reactor within 60 days and eventually dismantle its atomic weapons program. CBS News reporter Susan Roberts live in Washington now with the latest. Good morning, Susan.
Maurice, hi there. Good morning to you. This is exactly what the Bush administration has been hoping for since President Bush listed North Korea as one of his axis of evil nations. This news first came this morning from party officials in that six-party talk underway in Beijing. Under the deal, North Korea will receive an initial 50,000 tons of heavy fuel oil for shutting down and sealing its main nuclear reactor. The shutdown will be confirmed by international inspectors. Then North Korea will eventually receive another 950,000 tons in aid when it permanently disables the reactor. Another key part of the deal, the U.S. will begin the process of removing North Korea from its designation as a terror-sponsoring state, and the U.S. and North Korea will embark on new talks aimed at resolving disputes. Again, North Korea will shut down its main nuclear reactor and also eventually dismantle its atomic weapons program. Live in Washington, I'm Susan Roberts for CBS 2 News this morning.
All right,
Maurice, back to you.
All right,
Kate,
Susan. Sure. Thank you very much. Well, it was believed that former police officer Cesar Borja died from a 9/11 related illness, but now doubts are being raised about parts of his story. CBS 2's McGee Hickey live in Lower Manhattan with this story. Good morning, McGee.
Good morning to you, Kate. Cesar Borja's son has become a spokesman for all those first responders suffering with health problems. But now it turns out that his late father may not have been a first responder after all. In death, Cesar Borja became the poster child for ailing 9/11 recovery workers, the retired police officer who died while awaiting a lung transplant, who rushed to ground zero, according to the Daily News, who breathed in the toxic dust, not wearing protective gear because the federal government declared the air was safe. Borja's son, Cesar Jr., was embraced by Senator Hillary Clinton and then President Bush, who, after meeting the 21-year-old, promised more money for first responders, those first on the scene in the days and weeks after the attack. But now, according to a front-page story in the New York Times this morning, many of the facts in the Borja story are not quite accurate. The police officer, 46 years old at the time, apparently did not rush to work on the pile. According to government records and interviews with family members, Officer Borja did not arrive at Ground Zero until December 24th, 2001, 4 months after the attacks. He worked traffic and security on the streets around the site, according to his own memo book, for a total of 17 days. There were no 16-hour shifts, and according to his widow, he worked traffic duty as a way to increase his overtime earnings as he prepared to retire. Mrs. Borja says she still believes her husband was sickened by his work around the site, and Cesar Borja's son said he never called his dying father a first responder until newspaper stories did. And Hillary Clinton's office issued a brief statement saying sacrifices were made by so many in the days, weeks, and months following September 11th, and all those people need our help. We're live at Ground Zero. McGee Hickey, CBS 2 News.
McGee, thank you. A city autopsy on Cesar Borja is still underway. Doctors say there may be a connection between his death and his work at Ground Zero.
And update now on some other stories we're following today. Shopping mall mayhem as a gunman goes on a deadly rampage. Happened last night at the Trolley Square Mall in Salt Lake City. Witnesses say the gunman started randomly shooting customers after he blasted through a mall door.
Went everywhere, and I just heard a loud bang. I didn't know what it was and saw some people running, and then saw him enter the door, just kind of looking around, didn't say a word, had a rifle that looked like a big shotgun in his hand, and I just grabbed my 4-year-old and ran.
When it was all over, the gunman was dead, shot by the police. He himself had killed 5 people and wounded 4 others. 3 are still in critical condition this morning. No word yet as to who the shooter was or why he opened fire. Once again, that's in Salt Lake City last night. The judge in the deadly wedding limo crash on Long Island is investigating whether possible juror misconduct led to Martin Heidgen's conviction on murder charges, a rarity in drunk driving cases. At issue here is whether one of the jurors mistakenly told others that Heidgen had previously been convicted of DWI. The crash killed the limo driver and 7-year-old flower girl Katie Flynn and injured 5 members of her family. And the bus battle continues today at City Hall. Parents who've been complaining about chaos caused by new bus routes will be sounding off at a public hearing. The new routes went into effect at the end of last month. Thousands of complaints began pouring in to the special hotline number.
Legendary comedian Bill Cosby is already one of the big winners at this year's Westminster Dog Show at Madison Square Garden. Cosby is the co-owner of a 6-year-old Dandy Dinmont named Harry, who won the always tough Terrier group last night. Look at him. Dandies are a rare breed. In fact, Harry was the only one of his kind among this year's more than 2,600 entries at Westminster. The coveted Best in Show award will be handed out tonight.
Harry's got a nice head of hair, huh?
You know, and I'd never heard of a Dandy Dinmont.
Oh, yeah, Dandy Dinmont. But Bill Cosby, who can afford maybe a dog or two, is the co-owner.
The co-owner.
So, I mean, what did they have to sign for it?
And then is it a lease? If it's a show dog,
he wanted
maybe
to spread the risk out. You know what I mean? Smart investor.
Right.
Not a not an
and maybe he didn't want to show
endeavor.
it and put all the time into showing it. Maybe he wanted somebody else to show it. But it looks like a cross between a Brussels Griffon and a Cocker Spaniel.
Wow, way to go.
Can you tell I've been watching?
Top of your head.
Can you tell I've been watching? I love the Westminster
And
Dog
the big
Show.
competition winds up tonight. It's going to be very exciting.
Yes.
I wish I could say this is exciting, but it's dangerous. We've got some real rough weather in parts of the southeast, and it's affiliated with the storm that's headed our way. Morning, Kate and Maurice, and good morning to you. I want to take you down south right now. We have some video just in to CBS 2 from parts of New Orleans. And again, lots of wind damage here, car damage, property damage. We do have some reports of some injuries right now. Thankfully, no fatalities just yet. Again, we were looking at the tops of these storms, how big these storms are, and they aren't the monster storms that you see in the plains, but definitely enough downward motion and enough wind affiliated with these where we're seeing lots of damage. A crew will go out to assess whether or not this footprint looks like a tornado, but could very well likely be. And we are going to see more of the same. Want to go from the video now to the composite radar, our Viper, to show you what's going on. And we've got a line of really significant storms stretching out of this area, low pressure down into parts of Mississippi and then farther to the south in Louisiana. Colder sectors of this storm dealing with a lot of snow for the southern Great Lakes and wraparound energy there in parts of Oklahoma. Some very heavy storms as well. So we are going to be getting these reports throughout the course of the day. Also want to show you a few flurries pushing into southern New Jersey, and this is going to be the trend. This is what we're watching over the next few hours. Give you a real quick wrap up of the temperatures and show you what's going on. High pressure is filtering in the cold air already. Low pressure well to the west, and that trailing cold front is stirring up the atmosphere for those strong storms to the south. We talk about this area high pressure and temperatures to the north. Already in the Hudson Valley, we've got wind chills and back in the single digits. And in fact, 14 in Poughkeepsie, 16 in Newburgh, 21 in White Plains. Again, a testimony to that cold air wrapping around. 26 in Central Park right now. But look at the wind chill. Even in Greenwich, it's 6, 8 in West Hampton, 13 in Sussex, 3 in Monticello, and 1 in Poughkeepsie. So let's break it down for you. New York City and coastal areas. Tuesday night starts as snow. Then Wednesday morning, it's a messy mix. Enough warm air, could see some rain, and then some freezing rain, maybe a little bit of sleet. Then Wednesday afternoon, it's back to snow. Inland areas, north and west of the city, Tuesday night snow moves in, hopefully after the evening rush, and then Wednesday it is heavy at times and then continues throughout the course of your afternoon before it exits on Thursday. So potential problems, breaking it down for you: snow, greatest accumulations north and west. Icing could be a big problem for parts of the city and Long Island. And then after this, throughout the course of this, the wind, but then the winds gust to over 40 miles an hour, and that cold wind could keep the ice in play for roadways. So make sure you're ready for that. Starts as snow, and then Wednesday morning a little bit of rain and some icing, and then Wednesday afternoon, watch this, as the cold air filters back in, we are going to see the snow return. 7 a.m. to 1 p.m., very dicey as far as the ice before that snow takes over again and then the storm exits. So day by day now with your exclusive 5-day forecast from CBS 2 and the Weather Channel. Cool temperatures today and that cold wind as well. Then enough warm air and mix could pave the way for kind of a rain-snow mix for coastal areas. Thursday into Friday, look at our temperatures just taking a tumble as the winds accelerate. So big blast of winter air for the end of the week as well. Just make sure you're ready for it later tonight and into your Wednesday. And of course, we'll be your TV buddy and have all the updated radar you need right here on CBS 2.
Who's your buddy?
We're your TV buddy. We're going to get you through this.
You're our buddy.
You're always our buddy.
Thank you, buddy. All right.
Let's talk to our traffic buddy. Liz work in the traffic center. Hi, Liz.
I'll be your traffic buddy.
There you go.
Yeah, John and I will be very busy tomorrow. We'll get ready for that. So far today, we have a problem on 440. That is the big traffic story. Still a closure in Perth Amboy. We'll turn now to Joe Bierman in Chopper 2 HD. Hello again, Joe.
Morning, Liz. This will affect traffic as you try and head to the Outer Bridge crossing. Northbound 440 right by New Brunswick Avenue with the Woodbridge Perth Amboy line. All lanes closed. Overturned tractor trailer, debris spill. He was on fire. So a real mess. It's going to be with us for a couple hours. Southbound coming away from the Outer Bridge, we have one lane open. And northbound Garden State Parkway now is packed from 127 up to 129 as everybody connects with the Jersey Turnpike to go up to the Goethals Bridge. Back to you.
Thank you, Joe. And watch for delays on the east side of Manhattan. FDR Drive, we have a car that broke down northbound by 61st Street. The right lane is blocked, so you have a slow go there. Then in Fair Lawn, New Jersey, there's emergency construction affecting eastbound Route 4 at Plaza Road. The right lane will remain closed throughout the morning rush, and we do see delays in that spot. On Long Island, Route 1 112 is closed in Coram between Middle Country Road and Old Middle Country Road with a water main break. Use Patchogue Mount Sinai Road as an alternate. We'll check out the Belt Parkway. Westbound side, we are now bumper to bumper, passing by Kennedy Airport into Lefferts Boulevard. You also have westbound delays between Sunrise and Springfield Boulevard. The trains look good. Metro North, NJ Transit Path, LARR, all your lines and branches running on time, and alternate side parking rules are back in effect. Back to you, Kate and Maurice.
All righty, thank you, Liz.
Still to come at 6:43, Anna Nicole Smith, no stranger to the camera, but these photos are another story. It's not the only new twist in the Hollywood mystery.
Plus, go ahead, give in to Mr. Sandman in the middle of the day. Why taking a midday snooze could be a matter of your heart. Back in a minute.
Today at 5, we know vacations make us feel great. Now, new physical proof on how getting away actually improves our minds and bodies. Plus, how Judge Judy picks the people in court cases that have her ranting.
You're an idiot!
Go behind the bench today at 5.
Mommy, I'm cold.
I'm Joe Kennedy. If you need help staying warm, call me at Citizens Energy at 1-877-JOE for oil. We'll get you some heating oil at 40% off from the good people of Venezuela and Citgo. No one should be left out in the cold.
The world is advancing faster and faster. Are you in or out? Introducing the all-new 7-passenger Acura MDX. Technology takes it to a whole new place. Acura. Advance.
I'm hungry, and I'm not going to starve myself anymore.
I'm hungry, and I'm not going to starve myself anymore.
I'm hungry, and I'm not going to starve myself anymore.
Why diet hungry? Exercise, cut calories, and eat post-shredded wheat with 100% whole wheat fiber.
I'm hungry, and I'm not...
Experts say foods rich in fiber can help keep you satisfied while you lose weight. Post-shredded wheat. Why diet hungry?
Winter skin itch. Get Gold Bond Anti-Itch Cream. It helps stop itches fast with 2 strong medicines. Got an itch? Gold Bond Cream. The quick fix for almost every itch.
It was hard dealing with a little kid alone that was extremely sick.
A mother struggling to keep her family afloat.
When are you going to start to pay her money?
When she proves I owe it to her.
That's now.
Judge Judy.
Today at 4, only on CBS 2.
Time now 6:46. Now to the Anna Nicole Smith baby battle. Newly released photos are raising some questions, just as her lawyer and partner Howard K. Stern is speaking out for the first time. CBS 2's Hazel Sanchez has the latest.
For the first time since Anna Nicole Smith's death, her partner and lawyer, Howard K. Stern, has come out of hiding. Stern spoke to Entertainment Tonight and The Insider as he flew from Florida to the Bahamas to reunite with Smith's 5-month-old daughter, Danny Lynn.
Anna was my whole world.
Stern is now staying with Danny Lynn at Smith's Bahama mansion, fighting for her custody and promising to keep Smith's estranged mother, Virgie Arthur, away from the child. As the paternity and custody battle over Danny Lynn continues, a local political battle is now brewing. These compromising photos of Anna Nicole Smith in bed embracing the Bahamian immigration minister, Shane Gibson, is how the Tribune of Nassau claims Smith fast-tracked her residency status. Local politicians are now asking Gibson to step down.
We're not a nation for sale, whether it's monetary sale or sexual favor.
You want him to resign?
We demand his resignation.
Hazel Sanchez, CBS 2 News This Morning.
There is even a dispute over the ownership of the mansion in the Bahamas. Smith claimed a former boyfriend had given the house to her as a gift, but the man, developer G. Ben Thompson, says he loaned Smith the money to buy the house.
It is 6:47. Time to get to business, and Susan McGinnis has that. Hi, Susan.
Hey, good morning again, guys. Videos on the web are really going crazy. More magazines now and their websites are joining this online video craze. USA Today says this morning that major magazine publishers like Time Inc. and and TV Guide want to take advantage of the public's huge fascination with videos on the internet. So Time Inc. is launching an in-house studio for its 130 magazines to start developing videos for the web. So look for different video offerings from Time Inc. and other sites like Fortune, Money, Sports Illustrated, and Entertainment Weekly. While oil prices really plunged yesterday, that could really help reverse that price rise at the pump that we told you about yesterday. Oil plummeted $2.08 a barrel. It's down to $57.81. That was after Saudi's oil minister came out and said that if current trends hold, OPEC could hold the line on production. And airport parking is going high-tech. USA Today also says airports are using everything from spaces that can sense cars are in them to the web to get you parked faster. Baltimore, Washington is one that has car sensors and lights, red and green, suspended over the spots that can tell you if it's empty. Others have wires embedded in the concrete below, telling you when a car leaves. There's Reagan, Washington, and Chicago using the internet for last-minute information. And one expert says that parking is the first and last impression of an airport, and they want that to be a positive one. That is your Money Watch for now. CBSNews.com has more. Back to you guys.
I like it. No more driving around and around and around.
Yeah, I just want the plane to be on time, though.
Yeah, that would be a good start.
Whole other story, right?
Good impression of an airport, too.
All right, Susan, thanks so much. Well, you might save yourself, it turns out, from heart trouble if you take time out for naps. That is the word from researchers at Harvard and Athens University in Greece. More than 23,000 people were tracked for 6 years. People who took at least 3 daytime naps a week for at least 30 minutes cut their risk of dying from heart attacks by 37%, they say. The reasons are not clear, but studies have found links between stress and heart trouble.
Bring back the siesta.
Yeah. See, I knew there was something to it.
Yeah.
Just tell that to the boss.
Exactly.
Good luck with that. 6:49, 3 giants cut by the team.
We'll have details coming up next in sports. Stay with us.
Next, E.T. and the Insider. The police called to Anna Nicole's home.
My name's Howard Stern.
As our cameras roll.
They stole everything.
Howard claims Anna's home was ransacked and robbed.
I feel like they raped Anna Nicole after her death.
Plus,
Anna did have a will.
Who will get her millions and
cannot reveal exactly where we are.
The secret safe house. Danny Lynn back in Howard's arms. The reunion exclusive.
Next, E.T. and Insider. Tonight at 7, only on CBS 2.
I am much safer if you know little about me.
Based on the true story of FBI agent Robert Hansen.
He started spying for the Russians in 1985. He's a traitor, Eric.
Whose betrayal.
Everything we've all been paid to do, he's undoing.
Is the greatest security breach in U.S. history.
The director wants him caught in the act.
What if he's smarter than I am? He spent the last 20 years outthinking Russian spies. He's smarter than all of us.
Breach. Rated PG-13. In theaters Friday.
Life's not always easy, and I do my best to be strong. But thankfully, there's one place, a place I know I belong.
Support childhood in your neighborhood. With your donation to the YMCA, a child has a chance to be a kid. Donate today at ymcastrongkids.org.
I'm just too young to be old.
This car is packed with technology.
But I find it very easy to use.
The car is simple, intuitive.
It's elegant, it's beautiful. The way it makes you feel, the safety, the security, the comfort.
We walked away from the accident because of that car.
The car's an absolute rocket. It's just a wonderful car to drive. You get what you pay for, it's that simple.
When I was a kid, I thought these cars were the most beautiful in the world. And I still do.
Special evening last night for people involved with an organization called Vocational Foundation, Inc. I had the privilege of being their masters of ceremonies for their dinner, celebrating 70 years in the city. They raise money for programs benefiting young people at risk through education, counseling, job training, and placement with the goal of making them economically self-sufficient. And the greatest thing is to see young people who've come from a difficult background, they get these jobs and they hold on to them, and they're so thankful for the program and the people who put them there. And without them, they wonder what they've done.
What they've done, yeah. Sounds wonderful. And also, when I see you with the 5 o'clock shadow, I always know that you've had you put in a hard day.
All this
you've
after
been working
5
hard.
o'clock at that point.
Exactly.
All good though.
Right.
All right, what are we doing here? We're going to do sports, right? Talking about a sign that spring is on its way. Yankee pitchers and catchers reporting for spring training later on today.
Plus, the Giants make some surprise moves in the early offseason. Here's Sam Ryan with your morning sports report.
Good morning, everybody. It's here. Spring training pitchers and catchers report today for the Yankees. But closer Mariano Rivera was actually on hand in Tampa yesterday. He called the absence of Bernie Williams strange and added he'd like to finish his career as a Yankee, but, quote, if they don't give me the respect that I deserve, I have to move on. We'll see. His contract expires after the season. Meantime, several players were on hand yesterday at Legends Field. They get set for a new season. And because of the rain, most of yesterday's workouts were in the batting cages. Well, the Mets get things started a little bit later in the week. Pitchers and catchers report Thursday in Port St. Lucie. And Deuces Rogers will have live reports beginning later today from Tampa. I'll be in Port St. Lucie next week. Well, to football, new Giants GM Jerry Reese, a surprising shakeup yesterday. On the day it was learned that retired running back Tiki Barber would work for the Today Show, Reese cut 3 other starters. Linebacker LeVar Arrington played in only 6 games because of an Achilles injury. He had a 7-year deal for $49 million. Linebacker Carlos Emmons was also released yesterday. He had 2 years left on his deal. And offensive tackle Luke Pettigrew was also cut. He did miss the final 7 games after breaking his leg. The Giants basically free up more space under the salary cap. Elsewhere, the Chargers have fired head coach Marty Schottenheimer. He did lead San Diego to the best record in the league at 14-2, but they lost to the Patriots in the playoffs. And Eagles head coach Andy Reid is taking a leave of absence to deal with the family issues coming less than 2 weeks after both of his sons got into separate legal issues on the same day. Reid will return in a month. Hoops, the Knicks and Nets were off yesterday. Isaiah Thomas may have gotten somewhat of a vote of confidence. A published report says James Dolan told his team he's pleased with the job Isaiah is doing so far. The Nets are back in action tonight. They look to extend their winning streak to 4 games as Jersey hosts San Antonio, a team they haven't beaten in almost 4.5 years. Since November of 2002, the Spurs have beaten the Nets their last 7 meetings. The Nets are looking for a strong, solid string of wins before the break.
We do want to finish, finish those games before the All-Star break on a good note. We want to come back in knowing that, we're on a winning streak. So we want to keep it going. It's going to be a tough week. We have to really hard, tough games coming up, but we're looking forward to the challenge.
For CBS 2 Sports, I'm Sam Ryan.
All right, Sam, thank you very much. And we'll have more on the winter storm headed your way with John Elliott in just a moment. Stay with us.
Today at 5, we know vacations make us feel great. Now, new physical proof on how getting away actually improves our minds and bodies. Plus, how Judge Judy picks the people in court cases that have her ranting.
You're an idiot!
Go behind the bench today at 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to win big. The New York Mega Millions jackpot is now
over $105 million.
I don't even know how to play this game, but I got them all fooled. It's all in the game face, little something I call Attack Force Delta. So tonight, Nick Felder is the deadly green felt ninja, and I'm faking it until I'm making it. And no one's gonna know the difference.
Nearly 300 table games, over 6,000 slot machines, and so much more. Mohegan Sun, a world at play.
Two-time Tony winner Bebe Neuwirth is back in Chicago, and this time she's Roxy. Call telecharge.com today.
I'm failing. No big deal.
What about college?
Face it, I'm not getting into college.
Fighting doesn't work.
Can't let him keep failing.
Maybe he'll outgrow it.
It's not just a phase. You saw his report card.
Ignoring it doesn't work.
Ma, I said I'd do better.
Saying it and doing it are 2 different things.
Punishment doesn't work. What does work is the Huntington Learning Center. By improving basic skills, we build motivation and confidence, and kids look forward to learning. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN today. Your child can learn.
Tonight on CBS 2 News at 11. Attention, savvy shoppers. Your word of mouth says it all. Kirsten Cole shows you how your list of favorite products can earn you big bucks online. Tonight on CBS 2 News at 11. Closed captioning on CBS 2 is brought to you by Toyota, a smart way to keep moving forward.
Good morning and welcome back. Time now 6:57. The top stories on CBS 2 and WCBS-TV.com. Several members of the jury that convicted a man in a deadly limo crash will be back in court today. The judge is looking into possible juror misconduct. And a hearing at City Hall today will give outraged parents a chance to sound off about school bus route changes. And a slight change in the story of a 9/11 hero. CBS 2's McGee Hickey live at Ground Zero with this story. McGee.
Good morning to you, Kate. Cesar Borja may not have been an ailing first responder here at Ground Zero after all. According to a front page story in the New York Times this morning, the retired police officer who died awaiting a lung transplant last month apparently did not rush to work on the pile. According to government records and interviews with family members, Borja did not arrive at Ground Zero until December 24th, 4 months after the attacks. He worked traffic and security in the streets around the site, a total of 17 days. His widow says he worked traffic duty as a way to increase his overtime earnings as he prepared to retire. But his family says despite this new information, he is still a hero. Live at Ground Zero, McGee Hickey, CBS 2 News.
Okay, McGee, thank you.
A lot of issues in the weather picture coming up, John.
I'll tell you what, a lot of different, we're fine-tuning the forecast continually right through this afternoon and into this evening. Good morning, Kate. Good morning, Maurice. Good morning to you. Here's the deal right now. I want to direct your attention to the upper right-hand corner of your screen. These are watches and warnings that will go into effect late Tuesday throughout the course of your Wednesday. Winter storm warning, good part of New Jersey, lower Hudson Valley, parts of Connecticut as well. Could see 6 to 8 inches of snow. Very top of the TV screen, the purple there, heavy snow warning. We're talking about some areas, isolated pockets in excess of a foot of snow. I think the city, much of Long Island, and coastal New Jersey starts as snow, then goes to rain. The rain will wash the snow away, but then we're very concerned about some problems with icing. 34 your high on Wednesday, and then much cooler with some nasty winds Thursday into Friday.
All righty. Thank you, John.
Fine tuning.
You got it.
Final check of traffic. Let's head over to Liz Burke in the Metro Traffic Center. Hi, Liz.
Hi there, Kate. We still have that closure in Perth Amboy, New Jersey. Northbound 440 shut down between the Garden State Parkway and State Street with the overturned tractor trailer. We'll show you the New Jersey Turnpike, which has gotten slow northbound in the car and truck lanes. We do have an accident on the Newark Bay extension after 14A. Back to you, Kate and Maurice.
All right. Thank you, Liz.
We thank you so much for watching. For John, Liz, and the entire CBS 2 News team, I'm Maurice Dubois.
And I'm Kate Sullivan. The early show is straight ahead. Have a wonderful day.
We'll see you later.